In the year 571, the deserts of Arabia seemed unchanged and silence stretching to the horizon. But in the valley of Mecca, behind ordinary walls and quiet streets, Allah was preparing a mercy the world had never known. No palace announced it, no banners rose, no crowd gathered to celebrate. A humble home held a destiny too great for words. A child was born one day, his name would be spoken in every land. Yet his first steps into this world were not wrapped in comfort. They were touched by loss. Before he could fully know the warmth of life, he tasted the ache of separation. He became an orphan, and with that test, Allah began shaping a heart that would carry the pain of others. He learned early that the world can change without warning, that people can disappear, that strength can vanish, and that the only refuge that never breaks is the refuge with the one who never changes. But Allah did not abandon him to hardship. Mercy surrounded him through gentle hands, through honorable guardianship, through a life built not on luxury, but on dignity. In the desert, where the wind is sharp and the nights are endless, he learned patience. He learned silence that speaks. He learned to endure without bitterness and to remain pure in a world that often rewards the opposite. As he grew, something about him stood apart. Not wealth, not power, not loudness. People felt it without being able to explain it. Trust. In markets where deception was common, his honesty became rare light. In a society where the strong often crush the weak, his fairness felt like protection. People brought him their wealth, their fears, their private burdens, because with him, betrayal did not exist. He traveled with caravans across burning roads. He watched injustice with open eyes, the vulnerable neglected, the poor dismissed, the powerless silenced. He saw idols raised high while hearts grew empty. And every step on those roads pressed one question deeper into his soul. How can people bow to stone while forgetting the Lord of the heavens? Yet he did not become harsh. He did not become cold. He became more merciful, more gentle, more careful with others. Even before revelation, his character was a message quiet, clean, and unmistakable. When disputes rose in Mecca, he chose peace over pride. He calmed storms without raising his voice. He carried wisdom in a world addicted to anger. But inside him, the hunger for truth kept growing. The noise of the city could not silence it. The habits of society could not satisfy it. So he began to seek solitude, not to escape people, but to find Allah more clearly. He climbed toward the mountain, toward the cave of Hira. There, in darkness and stillness, he reflected. He prayed. He searched for the straight path with a sincerity that only Allah truly sees. Not for fame, not for status, not for control, only for the pleasure of his Lord. Then came the night that split history into before and after. In the year 610, in the month of Ramadan, in that silent cave, the silence broke. Not with entertainment, not with theater, but with a weight of truth that shook the soul itself. A presence filled the space with awe, so real, so overwhelming, that the human heart could barely contain it. Revelation began. The first command came simple in words, infinite in meaning, a beginning that would echo through centuries. Read. And when he returned home carrying the heaviness of what he had witnessed, he did not find coldness. He found warmth. He found support. He found reassurance. Because Allah does not abandon the sincere, and Allah does not burden a heart without also placing mercy beside it. That night did not end a peaceful life. It began a mission. From that moment, truth would no longer remain hidden in a cave. It would step into the streets of Mecca, quiet at first, like dawn light touching stone, then stronger and stronger, until it reached the farthest corners of the earth. And this was only the beginning. Because the story that began in 571 was not meant for one city, or one tribe, or one time. It was meant to call the world back gently, powerfully back to its creator.